We're moving, we're vibing. While we're talking, you can get your laugh on. Watch the channel of a video. And subscribe, like and follow. Chilling with the girls, with the girls. Girls, with the girls, chilling with the girls, with the girls, with the girls, with the girls, chilling with the girls.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Chilling with the Girls. Hey,
I am Mary.
I'm Tish.
I'm Tawanda.
And I'm Mel. Thank you for watching, tuning in to another episode of Chilling with the Girls. We ask you to like, share, and comment. Back to you, producer.
Well, now who do we have today as our special guest?
We have with us the lovely Shantee McPhee. Yes, and she is a woman of many talents. You see, our theme here is the total woman, and she's all that and a bag of chips, you guys. She does everything. She's an RN. She's a aerobic instructor.
Wow.
She's a life coach. She's a speaker. And did I miss anything, Shantee?
Motivator.
Entrepreneur,
Yeah.
wife, woman of, I should say woman, wife of one husband,
Yes.
Important.
3 children,
Okay.
mother of 3. grown
Oh,
children.
wow.
Yes.
Wow. So we are glad to have you on our show tonight.
Yeah.
And we're going to get some great information and resources for you because you have a plethora of information, a lot of experience in being an RN and, helping other people, whatever. So we just want to just ask you a couple of questions or whatever, so you can just help the audience.
Yes.
We call them the people in virtual land. My mom made that up. That's her term. So everybody out there in virtual land, we're here to bring you great resources from our guest, Shantee McPhee.
Thank you.
I know I wanted to ask you about being plant-based, like being a vegan. And so are there any, like, I love cheese. I really do. I know, right? I know. So are there any alternatives to it? Because I can't be a total vegan because she was like, this girl but I was vegetarian.
Okay.
I lost a lot of weight, and so I switched back to being a pescatarian, but I was a vegetarian for like 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know the vegan lifestyle is a healthy lifestyle.
You know what? Vegan can be unhealthy as well. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people may say, oh, I don't eat, animal-based products or anything like that. And vegan is more so a culture. This is something we were actually talking about in the wellness center today, the difference between vegan and plant-based. And a lot of times you may see some vegans that are overweight. And you're probably asking, wow, are they vegan? Can vegans be overweight? Yes, because guess what?
What?
Potato chips, coffee, and what I would like to say, Oreos, they're all vegan.
Oreo cookies?
French fries. You can do French fries. Vegan. But as I stated, and I said that is because a lot of those foods can be very unhealthy. Okay. Vegan is more so of a lifestyle. So a vegan person you wouldn't see them in leather pants. You're going to see me in leather pants. Okay. I'm not going to wear a leather belt. You're not going necessarily to a zoo. Anything related to animals, you're just not going to do as a culture as well. And I just found that plant-based was a better option for me. One is because plant-based is more fresh. Vegan, I can go into a supermarket and I can get a vegan burger in the frozen section. But I look at the ingredients, it might not have anything to do with animal products, but it has some other things in there that may not be as healthy. And it's processed. And so a lot of times people say, oh, I'm vegan, I'm vegan, I'm vegan. They use that word probably so loosely, but understanding you're not necessarily healthy because you're vegan. There's a difference for that. And then plant-based is whole. It's whole foods. You're going to eat fresh. You're going to eat those grains, those legumes. You're going to eat those fresh greens. You can do raw, all those things. And the great thing about being plant-based is that you can consume meat. You might not consume it as much as a person that has a regular diet. But for example, my husband is 80% plant-based. So the 20% of what he eats, he may eat a little bit of white fish. He might eat a little bit of chicken, but it's definitely not consuming on an everyday basis. Okay. And the rest, the 80% of his remaining of his diet is found from, the whole foods, the things where you go into the produce section, those fresh fruits and beautiful vegetables, your peppers and your just zucchini and squash, all those great, wonderful produce. That's, I always say, just make it colorful. And then therefore, you're getting all the nutrients in there. Right. Vegan doesn't necessarily, they do that. And even with plant-based is not really dairy. We don't do dairy either. I cut out dairy too, and I can definitely relate what you were saying, because I really thought to myself, okay, it's just certain things I'm just not going to give up because I really enjoyed dairy. Not necessarily the whole milk. I never pretty much consumed that. I've always did almond milk or something like that, or maybe even oat milk. But that cheese, we best friends because I love pizza. So I have to find other ways to substitute. Okay. And I have to be honest, they do have vegan cheese, but it's not appetizing in any way, shape, or form. It's sticky, the ones that I've tried. And I know they come out with different versions all the time, but the ones I've tried, I have not enjoyed it. Where I'm just like, I'd rather just eat the regular cheese, And I really decreased my amount of dairy when it comes to cheese. One is because cheese causes so much inflammation and mucus, so I really try to stay away from that. It does so much damage to our bodies. Think about it. So we're the only people, and I would say our origin, we're the only one that really consumes other people or animals dairy. So the cow, where we drinking their milk, is full of antibiotics and germs and things like that, and we wonder about the lactose intolerance, or we have gastroesophageal reflux disease. Those cows feed their calves. Okay. The same thing with different animals. They all make sure that they are producing milk for their kind, but we're literally consuming theirs. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It really makes you think for a second, like, that is true. God has given our bodies where, when we're pregnant and we're able to breastfeed, we're giving our kids the absolute best. But then once we take them off, then we want to give them somebody else, animals, milk.
Wow.
That was designed for that animal, not for us.
Right.
And then we got to wonder why they come out with allergies at a very early age, or they have asthma and things like that. It's all affiliated with that. Wow. It just makes so much sense to me. So it's just mind blowing when you start to recognize these things, and we just never probably gave it a thought because that's what Americans do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
have you tried Daiya cheese? The Daiy, I think that's how you spell it. Day. It's a vegan cheese.
I have heard of it.
Okay.
And it's spell it again.
I think it's Daiya.
Yes, I have tried it.
Okay.
I have tried.
Okay.
It wasn't as sticky or gooey like I've tried for the other vegan cheeses. That's probably the better version.
See, I know.
It's probably the better tasting one I have, because I've tried so many ones. I've gone to Wegmans and have tried so many different types. And then I just say, you know what? You're just not going to have it because you can't get what you want. So I just don't want it. Yeah. I want that taste,
One thing back to
Wanda.
Wanda.
Substitutes are good without I always say, and getting the flavor that you're looking for as well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes, especially if you're going to make those major changes.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, what were you saying?
I was saying about Tawanda, well, back to, she was talking about unhealthy. I tried to go to the store and get something vegan, and it was so salty. I couldn't
Oh.
eat it. I could not eat it. But I was going to talk about Tawanda's cooking. Her food is absolutely delicious. It seems like it's the real thing. You think you're eating real food,
And I cook vegan. I cook
but it's
vegan.
bacon. It's
Yeah.
delicious.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
cook vegan. Yeah, I didn't know there was a difference between plant-based and vegan. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that
Yeah.
was the
I
same.
thought it was the same. Me too,
I did
Twan.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I did too. But when I became certified, I saw all the differences. I was like, ooh.
Wow.
And that's what made me make the conscious decision to know what diet worked best for me. And it was plant-based.
Okay. And
Because I always wondered why I would see some overweight vegans. And I'm like, how could they be vegan and they're overweight?
Mhm.
And I start looking and educating myself. And then I became certified. And I was like, that answers my question.
wow.
Yeah.
So
Hasn't vegan, I'm sorry. Hasn't like vegan eating, hasn't it changed though from like a long time ago? It was more healthy or no? Because when you go to these vegan restaurants, they have fried cauliflower. I mean, deep
Mhm.
fried, this deep fried. So
Yeah.
I call it new age vegan, new age vegan.
Yes.
Because everybody is trying to go vegan now. But like I was saying on another something I was on, and I was like, all vegan is not healthy. So you have to be careful.
And you just hit it right there on the nose. And as your mom mentioned, we were just talking about this earlier in our wellness center. We have a nutritionist here, and we were talking about the main thing we noticed about vegan foods, and your mom hit it right there, full of sodium, full
Wow.
of it,
Wow.
because
Yeah.
because it's processed, and they remember salt is to preserve, so
Oh.
that's why they put so much in it. And then with the new age vegan, you're seeing more restaurants pop up like that because they try to make vegan more pleasurable
Yeah.
in eating, because back then they didn't have a lot of recipes and they weren't necessarily the best tasting. So
Mhm.
now everybody wants to go into, oh no, we can make vegan food taste good, but yet and still they're messing it up by covering up with goo gobs of oils, which is not good for your heart health. Okay, they're taking it away by just frying it, and you're taking away the nutrients again by broiling it. So you got to be careful even how you prepare your food, because you're taking away the necessary nutrients. Listen, it's not even healthy for you to microwave your food.
No, it's not.
Okay,
Yeah.
because it's literally killing everything there. It's
Yeah.
literally pretty much killing everything you had there. All is radiation.
Wow.
That's what it is. If you
Even
had
the new
cancer,
one.
go through radiation.
That's when I stopped.
It's going to kill the cells, but it
When
cannot stop killing the good cells. So you're mixing good cells in with the bad cells, and it doesn't be able to distinguish which ones I should kill or not. So the microwave is going to kill everything. Thought that you had that wonderful plant-based meal that you had yesterday, that I'm just going to warm it up because it was so nutritious, all these micronutrients and everything on yesterday. I'm just going to warm this up, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. Well, let me just tell you, you just killed everything, and you didn't get not one thing from it.
Even the new microwaves, like
The best thing
that's
is
when I stopped using it.
the best
About
thing is
11
in the
years
oven.
ago.
That's the best thing.
I do have a new wave. I have the air fryer. The new wave oven is a confectionate oven with the,
Mhm.
and that's a really good oven. And I have the air fryer and the Ninja grill. You
Mhm.
can put up, but lately I have been warming my food up in the oven. I don't know. I guess it's good. I'm gonna say I don't know why, but it tastes better and it lasts longer too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
tastes better and
Mhm.
it lasts longer, Shantee. So that's why I've been doing. It takes a while though. But eat stuff fast when you're hungry. It's like put it in the microwave so you can eat it right
No.
away.
Listen, my
No,
husband and I
I'm not
talk all the time where I'm like, honey, listen, I'm not gonna get any nutrients tonight. I just want to get full because because I'm being realistic. Okay. I'm like, tonight there will not be any nutrients going through this body. I just need something to fill the tummy up, just to say that I ate. I need this inside. I need it. I just being honest with you. because you're not going to do it all the time.
Oh,
You know,
Right.
when you're hungry and you put yourself in that situation, we always say, even if you're hungry, do not go to the grocery store because most likely you're going to choose the wrong foods.
that's
You know, so make sure that you plan before you go to the market because most likely you're going to make poor choices when it comes to selecting the best food for your body.
yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So what does your day look like? Like your breakfast, lunch, and your dinner, and how many meals a day do you eat, and what do you eat?
Okay, those are excellent questions. So my day really starts about how I feel. So most of the time, Monday through Friday, I am not an early riser, even though I do rise early. It's just not my best time. So I may not eat early on, but my normal breakfast would be oatmeal. Now I'm in a process, even as we speak right now, I'm detoxing from sugar. I do not do instant oatmeal at all. I really try to go into the steel oats, which are really, really good because what I can do is put them in a slow cooker and I can add my ingredients in there. And I know one thing that is filling and I'm going to get the nutrients that I need. So I might prepare that on a Sunday and eat through that for the rest of the week.
Oh,
Okay.
wow, okay.
If I don't do, and I'll put stuff in it like apples, I'll put cinnamon in there. I'll do like some nutmeg. I'll do a little bit of vegan butter. You know, I'll do some of those things to give me the taste that I need. And I may even do a little bit of brown sugar. But right now I'm detoxing, so you're not going to get any of that from me. And I'll put a little bit of almond milk in it or something to give it flavoring. I'll even do some cloves to put in there. Just different seasonings to give it a better taste. So I'll eat that and I may do a cup of that, a little small bowl of that, and I'm good. I only eat when I'm hungry. And when I say hungry, I'm not dying hungry. I just know,
Right.
okay, probably time for me to eat. But in between, I will snack just to try to keep my metabolism up. And that snack might be some raw nuts. Okay. It may be some almonds. It may be some cashews. It may be some walnuts. It may be, I don't put the dried fruits in there because they're full of sugar. So I just try to stick with the nuts because they are protein. And I may even do some pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds mixed in with that.
Okay.
I'll also always have some type of fruit with me. If you come with me in my car, my husband and my kids used to always laugh at me. They're like, you always got a bunch of stuff in your glove compartment. Listen, I don't know when I might get hungry. I might get stuck in traffic or anything like that. I don't want to be caught where I can't get to food because I'm a foodie. I really enjoy eating. But I think it's important for me to be prepared just in case that happens. So in my glove compartment, you might find an orange there. Okay. It's not uncommon to find that. You're going to find some nuts in there. You might even find maybe some peanut butter crackers or something like that. But most of the time I may do a snack in between. And then for lunch, I might eat a nice salad, but I might throw something on top of it. So it might be tuna, a little bit of dry tuna. And when I say dry tuna, not necessarily the mayo that's everything in it. It might be coming from a pack of tuna or tuna that's in a jar. I may take a little bit and put that on top and then put a little bit of balsamic dressing on top. Or I may also do, which is one of my favorites, I'll do a burrito. I love burritos.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll do like black beans, some rice with that. I'll do a lot of veggies. I am a veggie woman. So I'll do red, green, yellow peppers in there, put some avocado on there and wrap it in one of those wraps. And I am in heaven.
That sounds good.
It is so delicious and it's so
Right.
filling. So I may do that. And then for dinner, I may do, again, a bowl. I love different bowls. They call them burrito bowls or whatever, but I just call them bowls.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like cooking. I can cook, and my husband loves for me to cook. But the way my lifestyle is set up and the kids are no longer there, I don't want to cook as much. And I don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So one thing my husband will do for me, because I don't like cutting up vegetables and stuff, he always tries to have different types of vegetables already cut up for me. And that way I can put a bowl together
Yeah.
and create a nice bowl, a nice wellness bowl where it might be, again, some rice, it may be some butternut squash, it may be zucchini, any of that where I can help and put together, because the most important part is putting the seasoning in there. Okay. Mushrooms and things like that. And it's one other it's Green Chef is one of my besties. I don't know if you heard of them, but they one of my
Oh
besties.
yeah, I had them. They were my besties too.
Yes, and I do the vegan option.
Yeah, I did
And when
vegetarian.
I tell you, it's fresh, it's already together. Only thing husband has to do is just chop up the vegetables or whatever.
Yeah,
But it gives me something different all the time.
yeah,
It really does. It gives me something different, but I get the nutrients and all the spices are already divided out for me, and everything is there.
yeah.
And the calories intake and everything is very low, but the nutrients are very high. So it's very good quality food.
It
So
is.
I do them as well, and it's so worth it because I used to do what was it called, Blue Apron. That's when I
I,
used to eat meat and everything. That was good
yeah,
too. But I fell in love with Green Chef,
me
and
too.
I absolutely pleased with them, and I get something different all the time. I can choose my menu, what I like, what I don't like, and they
Yeah,
deliver it to me on Tuesdays, and it lasts me. I can cook 2 full meals, which last us for 2 days for each one. So 4 days, I don't have to really cook anything.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
already
So
made
you
for
cook
me.
because when I get mine, I used to just cook it all of them at the same time. Like I do a prep on a Saturday.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I was doing the Green Chef, and then I started looking at my bills and my budgeting, and so I shift to, but still not bad, Hello Fresh, and I
Yep.
did vegetarian though for Hello
Uh,
Fresh, so it wasn't too bad,
right.
and it was reasonable too. But I have another guest on here named Cherise Saylor, and she's like a life coach. She wrote a book
Okay.
called Go Get Your Life, and so she said it sounds so good, and
Oh,
I think who was it? She said she uses the Green Chef Vegan to start her vegan journey, and it taught her how
yeah.
to eat vegan, sweet potatoes, cauliflower, portobello. She said that's her best. I think that's her. Yeah,
Yes. It I wanted to tell you too, if it's getting too pricey for you, that's all you got to let them know, honey, and they will work with you.
yeah.
Don't
really?
tell them I told you that.
No, all you gotta do is tell them. They want to know why you want to cancel it.
Exactly. There you go.
Yep.
That part.
Okay,
That
wow.
part right there.
They don't
Yes.
want you
I'm
to.
gonna ask. Can I ask?
Yes.
What do you say to someone who is not disciplined to exercise? How do you know, encourage someone to be disciplined to exercise?
Well, I always tell people, first of all, you got to create a habit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And more than anything, you have to have a reason for why you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a reason as to why you're doing this, it's just not going to work. I don't care what anyone says. It has to be a reason. And sometimes it may be fear.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it may be you want to do it to go on a trip or something like that. So that may be very short lived. But you got to find a reason as to why you want to do this. Because if you just say, listen, I just want to be healthy, I just want to lose weight,
Mm-hmm.
most likely it's not going to work.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh, what happened?
The sound went off.
your sound went out.
The sound.
I know. Let me see something. Yeah, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Shantee.
Can she
Okay.
hear us?
You probably
Can
can't
you
hear
text
us
them
either.
now? Can you text a Tish and tell her no?
To Wanda, text her and just tell her we can't hear.
I don't have my phone.
Melanie, can you text her now?
We're on live, Mom. Do you know that?
Oh, I'm
We
sorry.
can't hear you. No. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I
No.
don't know what happened either. That is so
No.
weird. Wow.
The sound just went out.
That's when mommy came in.
Yep, it
Mommy
sure is.
left. Let me see something. Automatically adjust mic volume. Oh man.
Aw, this was so good.
I know. It's so important.
I want to tell her to
Yeah.
go out and come back in. This was so good.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if she can hear us either. We still can't hear you.
Mel, can you text her and tell her to go out and come back in? You have her text her number. Okay, she said 1 second. She's going to do that. Okay, let me put mommy back on.
Okay.
Well, come to my background to one, Melanie.
I don't know. You have to put it back up. Oh man, this was so good.
No.
Still can't hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Mildred Blount. Hi, Mildred. Right, we can't hear her, but she's coming back. But anyway, that was so good. And Sharice is tuning in. Go Get Your Life. She wrote a book called Go Get Your Life. She was on our show at one time, and get that book. It's really, I have to read it. But she was telling me about it, but I am going to get it. Yeah, but it was just, exercising and eating good is like really, really important, yeah, and just switching your diet, you know what I mean? Like it takes discipline,
Yeah.
but it's worth it because you'll live long,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And one
here,
thing,
I know.
Go
It's-
Get Your Life.com. That's the name of the book.
oh, okay. Like if you don't have a reason, like why you want to exercise, you're not gonna be disciplined to do it, or you're not gonna be diligent in it.
Wanda, Cherie said, do something small daily.
I-
Like as far as exercising, do some. You said you tried.
Yeah. Well, what I did, Sharice, I know she's. What I did was I got like a regimen from like YouTube. I started with YouTube, and I would get up in the mornings and take my iPad into my guest room and
Yeah.
turn on the YouTube and try to exercise from that.
Okay, that's
Can you hear me now?
yes.
You know what I think was happening? I
What
think because people were text messaging me and
Oh.
calls to try to come in because I'm not on my computer.
Okay, that's probably what happened.
That's probably what just knocked it
Yeah,
off.
it knocked it off.
Yeah, I'm sure that did.
You are rolling. Everybody was just enjoying it too.
No.
Wow, this is so important for us to hear this. Yeah.
Look,
And I don't even remember what we talked about.
Say it again, Jesus. Give it back to it, Lord.
You were talking about the reason why people can't be diligent in exercise. They have
Okay.
a reason to exercise.
Thanks,
Right.
Sister Wanda.
Right, and so they're not disciplined. That's
Right.
the most
And
right. Yeah. So, I was stating that you have to have a why. You have to have a reason as to why. And I mentioned that sometimes it's fear. It's fear. Sometimes people, and unfortunately it may get to that place. So for example, I had a person that shared with me that they were just diagnosed with diabetes. And I said, well, how did that make you feel? And do you have high blood pressure? And they were like, yeah. I said, see, that would scare me to death. That would put me like cold turkey. That's it. I'm done. I'm doing this. That would be for me. But somebody else that may not work for. So you got to find out again, what's your why and what's going to make you stick to that. So like my neighbor, for example, he was a smoker and the doctor told him if he did not stop smoking, that he would have to carry oxygen tank around with him.
Wow.
So that immediately caused him to stop. He put that cigarette down so fast, and he had been a smoker for over 40 years.
Wow.
But it scared him. That thing they used to do back in the day, scared straight. It scared him straight. So he hasn't picked up a cigarette since.
Wow.
Because we look at the ramifications that come with that. So again, we have to figure out what is our main reason for doing that. Is it because something happened? Is it something that you're trying to achieve? But again, is it for a quick fix? Because I want to go on vacation and I want to look good in this bathing suit? Or is it really to change my lifestyle? Because if you really understood with a lifestyle change, it doesn't just happen overnight. Okay. Even when I was becoming a certified life and fitness coach, one of the things they said was that for it to become a lifestyle, you have to be exercising consistently for over at least 6 to 7 years. That's when it becomes a lifestyle.
Wow.
That you're not considered a lifetime agent until after 7 years of consistently working out year long.
And not 21 days.
Not 21 days. No. You just work out. But for it to be a transformation and for it to be a part of your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's why I said for about 17, 18 years now, I have been working out.
Wow.
It hasn't been just in the summertime. It hasn't been just because I want to get in shape for this. This is what I've been doing for a long time. So it's just a part of who I am.
Right.
Like I don't think about exercising because it's just who I am. When I go on vacation, it's not even a thought. It's a part of my luggage. I pack workout clothes because it's a part of who I am.
Wow.
It's my lifestyle. So it's not getting away from me. I might even miss a week, but I still will work out that following week. And I don't get discouraged because, again, it's a part of my lifestyle.
Okay.
So I say that all to say is you have to be diligent. You have to be consistent. And one of the things that can really, really help you, even if you haven't developed a reason as to why you're doing this, is an accountability partner.
Yes. Yes. That's what we were talking about. Accountability.
If you don't have accountability,
Amen.
you're going to fail.
Oh,
There's
wow.
a strong chance that you will fail.
Yeah.
And see, accountability is for the grown folks.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
it is.
It's for the grown. See, you can't play around with accountability. I have people that tell me, I don't want you to be my accountability coach because I know I have to be accountable. You're not going to slack on me.
No, not at all.
So it's
I
for
was
grown
thinking the
people.
same thing.
That's a
It's
good
for
thing.
maturity. It
Yes.
literally is for
It
maturity.
is.
You can't play around with it. And that
No.
may be, and I'll take it to the other levels, not just maturity or accountability in your physical aspect, but I'm talking about your mental. I'm talking about your financial, your spiritual, and your relational. You need accountability in all those areas.
That's true. That is so
Wow.
true.
Very, very good. Yes.
I have mentors. I have accountability partners that I talk to on a regular who know, they want to know what I'm doing.
Wow.
My life, my money coach, she might even be on here, is Dr. Lisa M. Jones. She knows what's going
Love
on in my
her. Yes.
Okay, we have those candid conversations.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so if you want to grow and you want to be able to accomplish those goals, I would definitely employ you to get an accountability partner and get someone that is not going to necessarily be your friend.
That's right.
Because your friends, they want to be easy on you.
Yeah.
As soon as you say, oh, it's hurting. Girl, my leg is hurting. I know, girl. You know what? Don't worry. Let's do it tomorrow. No.
You're
See,
right.
when Mel was working out with me, I was pushing Mel. Mel might say this when she was detoxing. She said, Shantee, I'm not feeling. I said, okay, but you still need to come back. It's gonna be all right. I know you feel a little weak, but we still gonna get on this elliptical. Right, Mel?
Yes.
She having flashbacks.
Yes, I am. I still have my journal.
She was reading her journal to us. It's so funny.
Yes. So I
Yes.
wasn't going to let her stop on herself because, see,
Didn't.
before she got started, I found out why she was doing this.
Yeah.
I wanted to know her why,
Yeah.
and I wanted to know her goals.
Yeah.
So I could come back and say, Mel, you the one who told me you wanted to lose 20 pounds by such and such. Well, you laying on that floor is not working. We got to keep going, girl. Because remember, you said you wanted to do this.
Yeah.
And so when they say it hurts, you don't stop. Like,
No.
Listen,
Shantee said, of course not, girl.
listen. You'll be very careful when the next time you choose to eat those Utz potato chips.
I think it was only one time, and I have it written down, one
Right.
time that you let me, not work out. I think it was at night or something when I came over to the gym because I was about to throw up.
Right.
And I was getting dizzy. And he was like, okay, just sit down for a minute. But
That is funny.
that was the only reason.
You gotta listen. Most of the time, and people don't realize this, the most of the time that you're going to get results when you push past being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're not
That's
going to lose calories, burn calories. You're not going to burn fat. I always say muscle burns fat. You're not going to just do that with just doing 10 reps. You got to feel the resistance. That's why it's called resistance training. You got to feel that. And it's not going to work being comfortable.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work. So how am I going to benefit? Listen, I always tell even my trainer who has helped me in this wellness center, I used to say, Dwight, I can't believe I'm paying you to inflict pain on me. I can't believe I'm paying you to do that. Well, no, it was just, again, I was in an uncomfortable position. I'm comfortable. And it was only temporary because after I did it, I felt so good and felt so wonderful that I did it. Even if I was sore the next few days, I was coming back for more because I knew that I was growing in that area.
Yeah.
So, you can't get much because no one wants, and you hear this all the time, no, don't get with that person because they're not going to push you. Nobody wants an easy instructor.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to come out the same way that they went in.
I want an easy
Break a sweat,
instructor.
girl.
I want an easy
What are they
instructor.
for?
I don't want an easy instructor.
Nobody does.
No, because you have to.
Nobody.
You want to get to your goal. You can't reach your goal having an easy instructor.
I know,
Yeah.
but when it
No.
hurts, so like
Wow.
okay, like Shantee, I walk through the burn. So, and I understand that once you walk through that burn, it's gone, and you can just walk forever at that point. Is that the same thing with exercising? So once you get through that burn or that pain, can you exercise forever and it won't hurt?
No, it's not necessarily, but each time you're going to actually go higher. So let's just say we start you off small. Let's just say we're doing 5-pound weights and you're doing 3 reps of 12. As you're getting comfortable and I see it's no longer, causing a sweat and you got that, well, we need to push this up to 10 pounds now. So we got to push you up. We can't keep you the same. You've been coming in for 6 weeks. We're not going to have you doing 5 pounds the whole time you're there.
Wow.
No,
From 5
that's
to
not
10.
work. So we're going to actually cause you to build your endurance, and it's going to be uncomfortable, but I can't keep you that same way.
Right.
I should see growth as we continue on the program.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah,
You
and
should not be the same way you came in.
yeah, absolutely.
And I could remember, I can't remember, is it with you, Mel? It's so many different people I've had where certain things they couldn't do when they first started, like even just certain sit-ups or certain exercises. And then by the end, we're like, remember when you first started, you couldn't even do a plank for 30 seconds. Now look at you.
Wow.
Growth.
And you
It's
know what?
growth.
And you need that accountability partner to remind you of that, because I got over that hump and, I was able to progress in my workout and exercise. I forgot that I could not reach this point before until Shantee said, remember 2 weeks ago, you could. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Come on now.
That's funny.
You
Yes.
need somebody that's going to, remind you, girl, you can do the next level. You can do the next step.
Yes.
So,
And then even looking back in hindsight, because the fitness classes were not just the only thing, but we did mental, and going back and looking at some of those things that we accomplished. And it was like, remember in the beginning, you said this, well, we accomplished that. What's next?
Wow, it's good.
Shantee, what recommendation do you have for seniors? Because I've done exercises on the chair. What can seniors
My
do?
mother is actually on this line. She does chair exercises, which she says is great. And then walk away the pounds. One of the things I think is excellent for the elderly is walking.
Oh, yes. I like to walk.
One is because it's free. And guess what? You can control your endurance. So even though you may say, I'm only going to do a mile a day, but I feel so good. Now I'm up to a mile. I can do 3 miles now. There's no limitation when it comes to walking. You can say, you know what? I don't need to do any more flats. I can do some inclines now. I can climb some hills now. You can really change so much with walking. I always tell people, don't underestimate walking. Just make sure you have the proper walking shoes on. But walking is one of the best things you can do. It is great for cardiovascular health, and it's also great for strengthening your bones. And definitely if you have arthritis and things like that, it's excellent to get that blood flowing. So it is something that I highly recommend for seniors to keep walking. And you can do, as you stated, in the chair. It's so many different exercises that you can do in your chair. And the great thing about exercising, period, especially for the elderly, you don't need to join a gym. A lot of times people want to push, membership. If that's what you want to do, great, that's fine. Another exercise that is great is water, swimming. You're so buoyant in water, but it does wonders for people who have arthritis and things like that. It is
and the neighborhood centers are free too.
Yes.
And also the supermarkets are free. And I've been walking the supermarket for like 1 or 2 hours.
The supermarkets are free.
When I go there on Saturdays, I do all of my time for about 2 hours to shop. Just walking round in the supermarket.
Yes.
2 hours? You should go to the mall, Mom. The mall is
So if your house is
I'm doing my shopping, and reading labels and stuff like that.
And you can.
Right.
What about walking up and down the steps in your house?
Always. And I
I
just
know.
came
I
from
went to a holistic doctor, and he told me to walk around in my house, not necessarily,
Yeah.
you have to go
Mhm.
outside. If your house is big enough, walk around.
Yeah.
You can do, listen, you don't have to ever leave your house and you can exercise. You
Yeah.
can do stuff with your own body weight.
True.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Calisthenics. My husband does it all the time.
Wow.
It is one of the things that you can do. That's why when people say, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't want to join, I can't join a gym. I can't afford to. You don't need to join a gym. Everything you need, God gave it to us anyway. It's our body. We can use our weight for our body for anything. You don't need to do you really don't. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But there's no excuse for exercise, and it really isn't.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So can you explain that? What you say, calisthenics? Can you explain that?
So that's when you use your own body weight. So
Okay.
when you're doing like push-ups, when you're doing, all
Like
everything.
Daddy used to
I
do.
got you. Like,
Yeah, all
since-
those things. My husband is really big on that because he always says that, as we're getting older, he said people fall and they can't get back up.
Wow.
And it's not so much of that they're weak, but they can't push their own body weight back up.
Wow.
So if you can push and take care of your body and be able to lift your own body weight,
Yeah.
you can get back up.
Wow.
Because you can bring yourself back up to that. And I was like, wow, I never thought about that. You can do wall sits. You might see me on Facebook. I do a lot of wall sits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm in a competition with myself, which is funny. But yeah, it's so much that you can do.
When you balance yourself on that ball with that, I was like, what is wrong, Lord Jesus?
I was like, is she trying to not to fall? And like, no, she's doing that on purpose. I was like, for real?
I'm always doing.
I was trying to help her out.
I'm trying to tell you, my
not
gym is
fall.
my playground. I love my gym. I turn on my music and I'm in a different world. And I can stay down there for hours. I literally have to put my timer on because I get lost. And I just do so many different things. And the funny thing is, my husband is always buying me different equipment and different things to try. I will try it. And so some things we have and forget that we've had. So that was one of the things we've been had, but I forgot that we had it. So I was like, well, to do this, let me see what I can do on this again. So yeah.
So good. That is so good. So
Lord,
would you encourage people to become vegan or become what's the other word we say?
Plant-based.
Yeah.
I like plant-based.
You know what? I would encourage anybody, that's one of the things I do teach people to how they go from, the standard American diet, which to me is the sad diet, to actually transition into a plant-based whole diet. I would highly recommend people to do that. Again, you have to find what works for you.
Yeah.
I just think that's the healthiest one.
Okay.
I know we have keto diet, we have pescatarian, we have vegetarian, but you know what? I found even with vegetarian, they said you might as well just have a regular standard American diet because it really doesn't make too much of a difference.
Wow.
Found out too in my studies. So I was just like, wow, interesting. And I can understand because with vegetarian, you can still do dairy. And remember, dairy just produces so much inflammation and mucus in the body.
Yeah.
And you can literally feel the difference when you do remove a lot of those things from your diet. And the great thing about plant-based, again, does not mean that you can't consume any meat. It's just that you're not consuming as much as you would that would be affecting your cardiovascular health.
Okay.
So I would highly recommend. And, like my niece, who is a personal trainer too, she has meatless Mondays. She makes things, exciting, where it's just on Mondays she doesn't have meat, or twice a week she doesn't have meat. So it's ways to be creative. You don't have to be extreme about it. But you can definitely think of some creative ways to maybe not consume as much meat and replace it with, much more vegetables, micronutrients to help replenish the body with what we need, in order for our bodies to cooperate and operate properly the way God designed it to be.
Yes. What about iodine? How can we get iodine in our body instead of eating shrimp? Because I was told to eat shrimp, not a lot, but to eat shrimp for iodine.
Well, iodine's in the salt too. If
Okay.
you get, the rain lady, what's that lady?
Morton.
The one holding the umbrella.
Right.
You know, that's from back in the day, right? Do they have her on there anymore?
Yes, I don't think she's on there anymore.
I'm showing my age.
Who is that? Who?
The Morton lady. Remember the Morton
The umbrella when the salt.
umbrella? Yeah.
Oh,
That's all I
yeah.
remember. The blue box with the lady holding the
Yes.
umbrella. That's all. Yeah, but you know, it's funny because that's all I keep thinking about is her in my head. Anytime somebody say iodine, but you can eat shrimp. Shrimp is good.
Okay.
You know, again in moderation. That's the
Yeah.
whole key.
That's
That's
the
what I always
key.
tell
That's the
people.
key to everything.
Everything in moderation. So I always say 80% good, 20% splurge, and moderation.
Okay.
Even with your junk foods, because we got to be realistic. You know, and I know I'm not going to just completely remain abstinent from eating my honey barbecue potato chips. Now, I haven't had it in about 6 weeks, 7 weeks,
Mhm.
but it's not going to be the end. I will come back to that.
Right.
But the whole thing is it will just be in moderation
Mhm.
because we have to know that, you know, we're human.
Mhm.
Okay. That's it. We got to realize that we're human. And to me, if we put too much pressure on ourselves, we will fail. And then we become discouraged. And then we say it's not working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to leave room for growth, for playing. And so this week, you know what I had this week? Even though I'm detoxing from sugar and it's been about 6 weeks, I had one little scoop of ice cream and I didn't feel guilty.
Okay. That's
I didn't
yeah.
feel guilty.
Right. Right.
I was like, I had some ice cream and I'm okay with that. I didn't feel guilty.
Yeah.
Did not, because I had been doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
Did not feel guilty. Did I have any ice cream the next day? No, I did not. Did I have any next? No, I didn't. So it's in moderation.
Yeah.
So we have a
question.
We have
Sure.
a question. It said, "What kind of workout would you recommend for a rookie or a beginner?"
So for a beginner, for a rookie, first of all, I would probably tell you to work out at least twice a week. Three times a week might be too much for right now. I would say definitely try to do twice a week. And what that way incorporate is walking. As I stated about your mom walking a lot, just try to do, as we said, now, if you're a person that don't like the cold, don't go outside walking, especially at this time. But if you just want to walk around in your house, if you have a treadmill, and most people don't like the treadmill, I don't either. I like to be able to see scenery and things like that. But I would recommend definitely starting out with something slow and then increase as you go on. Then most importantly, I would find out what I really like. So for example, when I first started working out, I thought working out was boring. It's like I could not find something that grabbed my attention. Now, by nature, I love to dance. When I found Zumba, I fell in love with Zumba and I felt like this is it. I finally found something that I like. Somebody else might like, cycling, where they're like, oh, I'm just in love with this. I take a cycle class, a spin class. They love it. Or somebody else may say, oh my God, I love swimming. That's it. Somebody else may say, you know what I love? I love playing tennis. Find out what you really, really like. Something that's going to cause you to be mobile, and use that as your exercise.
That's
Do that.
That's very good.
Yeah. Because if you don't like something, most likely you won't stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to find out what you like.
Right.
What are some of the things you enjoy doing that causes you to move?
Okay.
Is it line dancing?
That's
That's an exercise.
fun. Yeah.
Find out.
Go learn it.
Is
Learn
it
one up.
roller skating? I love roller skating.
Wow.
Okay. And I can't wait to get back to it. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I was home helping husband as he's recovering. So, but I'm going back to skating. I absolutely love roller skating.
Wow. That's
So
great.
find out what is it that you enjoy doing it and use it as your exercise. It's a great exercise.
Even cooking, I like picking greens. That works my hands.
Okay.
Fresh greens,
Yes.
washing dishes. That's exercising my hands. And
Right.
stuff.
Now, do you want to come over my house and do some of those things?
You going up the steps while you washing dishes, because I think that's you gotta
Let
be
me come back and come over my house and do those things.
So Shantee, I was in your Zumba class, but every time I learned the step, y'all switched to another step. I only went to one class. Every time I would learn it, I was like, then they changed the song. I was like, oh man.
Because we are a creature of habits. And let me tell you something. My students did not like when not always, because they wouldn't let me do it. But we would stick with a same song for months. And I'm like, ladies, we got to switch to another song because we've gotten used to it. We got to change it up. I'm going to, implement 3 new songs. We're going to start this. And then they get used to that. They don't want to switch. But we're creature of habits. And I used to, it's funny because I would even get people to say, can you teach me personally? I want to take, individual Zumba classes, Yeah. And then I see someone says, I need something to be this
I think
to beat diabetic. That's real good. I like
okay, that's a great question. And so as a nurse, one of the things I would tell you to do, when you're exercising, that drops your blood sugar. That's how you beat diabetes. You beat diabetes by exercising and choosing the right foods. Okay. So one of the things I always tell people to do, especially with being a diabetic, you have to really be mindful of the food that you eat.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the documentary called Fork Over Knives.
I've heard of it.
Very, very good documentary.
What is it?
Forks Over Knives.
Oh,
Okay.
Talks about people with diabetes and everything. You can change so much with your diet, but yet and still, unfortunately, we don't take full advantage of it. But by choosing a whole plant-based diet, that is very good for a diabetic because you want to get your A1C down. I don't know what your A1C level is. Anything below 5 is considered pretty well. Anything between lower than 5 is good. When you're going above that, you're considered pre-diabetic or diabetic. You're going up. And I don't know if you're type 1 or type 2. Are you on like pills like metformin or glyburide? Yep. What the health? I thought everybody would see that. I think everybody's.
I saw that. Lord have mercy. That's why I became vegetarian.
Yeah. And that did not make me move. After I saw Forks Over Knives, that's what made me move.
Really?
Yeah. What the hell? It hadn't moved me that much, but the Forks Over Knives did. But yeah. But I know that a lot of people have seen What the Health, which is a great documentary as well. But I don't know if you're taking metformin or glyburide, any of those meds or anything like that, or if you're taking insulin. But you can get off of those things. You just got to be very intentional. And I would highly recommend seeing a nutritionist. A nutritionist can help you to get off those medicines and to help your A1C levels go down. And it's interesting that you would say about diabetes. And this is the reason why I'm not saying this to try to, incite fear or anything like that. But one thing I know about diabetes as being a nurse for 28 years, diabetes is one of the most expensive diseases. And let me just explain why. The reason why it's one of the most expensive diseases is because it can affect so many parts of your bodies. So let's just say this, it can affect your eyesight, okay? A lot of times you can start to lose your eyesight. It affects your heart, okay? It affects your blood vessels. It affects your kidneys. It affects your legs. It affects your feet. So many different organs and parts of the body that all comes from diabetes.
Wow.
And the common denominator or more sort of thing that you can help to decrease all of that, get your blood sugar down. Because whenever your blood sugar is up, literally your pancreas is fighting. Okay, I always say this, insulin is this key right here, my finger. Okay? What insulin is, you have your cell, okay? In order for food to get in your cell, for you to be able to accept those nutrients and digest those nutrients, insulin has to be present. So literally, this is the key. I'm trying to make it so you can see. Goes in the cell and open it up, just like that. Then food gets in. You have to have insulin present to be able to do that.
Wow.
Okay? So when your pancreas is not secreting insulin, it's usually because those islet cells have been destroyed of some sort, way of fashion. Okay. And a lot of times people may not even know that they're diabetics because they're consuming all this food and they're drinking. We always call it the 3 Ps. They're drinking a lot, eating a lot, and urinating a lot. It's because the food is not going into the cells for the nutrients to get in there to digest and for us to utilize it. So that it's just floating outside the bloodstream. And that's how you get people that went into a diabetic coma, like their blood sugar is like 1,000 or 1,200. So the way to combat that is first to really, and it's so worth it, you need to really watch your diet, and you need to incorporate exercise. And then I just heard you say something. I saw something about
She
you
said
can't
she
breathe.
can't breathe when she moves around.
Right now, I don't know if you're overweight. I don't know if you're overweight. And that definitely sounds like that may be lungs or heart, or I don't know. I don't know about you just saying it, because that could be a number of things just by saying you can't breathe. But I would definitely see a nutritionist and make sure that you're following up with your doctor. Remember, doctors, they have maybe 7 hours of nutrition education. That's about
Mhm,
it. They
mhm.
really don't
Oh, wow.
know about nutrition. They don't. I have friends that are doctors. They don't know a lot about nutrition. They spend
Wow.
about 7 hours on it. So they really don't know. So it's good to be able to see a nutritionist. And this wellness center that I'm a part of now, they have a nutritionist here. She's very, very,
Where
very.
is that? Where are you? Where is the
So right
wellness?
now I'm out here in Howard County. I'm at
Okay.
128,000 Frederick Road, and that's in Howard County.
Mhm.
Oh, that's another thing that's we're doing a part of this wellness, and there's a whole gamut of people here that we, just try to have it help for you all to make better decisions, and you can get everything you need in a one-stop shop and save. So we have a gym here, we have a nutritionist here, we have one that is doing massages, and we have someone else that's doing body sculpting and things like that. So
Wow.
we try to make it your one-stop shop and save all in one place. We'll be doing a grand opening, so save the date. Save the date. Save the date is going to be April the 1st. April Fools? No, but it is April. It's, I will start posting it on social media. We love you guys to come out and just, take a tour of what we're doing out here. It's great, but you'll get to talk to her. Her name is Shannon. She's very knowledgeable. We had a just in-depth conversation about herbs and things like that. I mean, just my love language, period. And so you'll get to come out and kind of talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
about vitamins? Vitamins.
Um,
So I am huge on vitamins. Thank you, Tish.
you're welcome.
Appreciate that. Um,
Sure.
one thing you got to be really mindful about vitamins, because of course it's not FDA approved, and I know why it's not FDA approved. They really
Yeah.
don't have stuff to, because medicine is where the money is.
Yeah.
Okay, so they don't want you to know all the good stuff. So we know that's why it's not FDA approved. But you got to be careful with the vitamins. One is because there are different types of vitamins that are out there. You have cold pressed vitamins, which is what you want. Okay, because a lot of times when you take vitamins, and that leads into what I'm doing. In fact, I'm not supposed to tell you guys this. Who else is on this line?
Don't even worry about it. We need to know.
I don't want to spill the tea.
Vitamins expensive. They cost so much
We
money.
are on YouTube, Facebook, Amazon TV, Roku.
It's literally surprising. That's my part in the role that I'm playing here in the wellness center. So
Okay.
one of the things that I'm going to be incorporating, I'm so excited about, and I'm so grateful that it has made its way in Maryland. And I can't wait to do this, because this is right up my alley, and this falls right into vitamins. Okay, so when you're taking vitamins, a lot of times it's not being absorbed. Let's just be honest. You're going to urinate it out. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to be that much that's absorbed. Okay, that's why when you look on the back and it says, recommended daily allowance 1,000 and all that stuff, you really are not going to get all of that. It's just no way it's going to happen. It's not going to digest properly. It depends on how it's stored. It depends on how it's made.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to actually be starting what's called mobile IV hydration. Okay. So you're saying, what is that?
Exactly.
Well, mobile IV hydration is something that has been around for a minute, especially on the West Coast. But those vitamins that we all need, those nutrients that we need and we desperately need for our organs and our bodies to function properly, I will be able to actually infuse it via intravenously in my office, or I will be able to come to your home. So I'll be administering like your glutathione. And I don't know if you guys know about glutathione, but I knew about glutathione probably about 12 years ago. And I used to take it as a pill form. And I loved it. Couldn't afford it, but I loved it. It's an antioxidant. It literally helps to fight so many free radicals. And you know what free radicals are, okay?
Yeah.
Causes cancer and all those things, but it helps to fight against that. So like some of the IV blends that I'll be doing will include like an immune booster, which your vitamin C, your zinc, your glutathione, all of those that I will be able to infuse right into your veins, and you will get instant relief, and you will actually feel the difference.
How
So I'm
often will you do
excited
that?
about it.
So we are out of time. We need to get you
Oh my
back.
goodness.
How often
This
will you
month,
This is
I spilled
so
the tea at the end.
good.
Shantee, oh my goodness, I don't want you to leave.
I don't want you to leave, but
Exactly,
it's
yes.
almost 7 o'clock.
How
We got-
often do you get that needle?
You said, what is it?
Mom,
How
please.
often do you?
How often?
Okay, so 5 people were talking at one time.
Okay, I have to tell her that we have to go, but we
Okay.
have to bring you back. It is
Okay.
7 o'clock. Thank you
Okay.
so much for being on Chilling with the
You
Girls.
are so
Love
Yeah.
you.
welcome.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Can you please come back?
I will.
Yes.
I
We
We
gotta
need a part
talk
will.
two.
I would
Yeah.
love to. I
But you-
enjoyed it. I felt like I was a part of the girls, and I'm
Yes, you
I
are.
You
felt
are.
like
Welcome
it.
to the family.
Enjoyed
So thank y'all so much for tuning in with Chilling with the Girls today with our special guest, Shantee McPhee. And we just love her, but we're going to have her back. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. We appreciate
Yes.
you. We love your support.
Yes.
Please share this video with your friends on this health
Yes.
thing, and like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We will see
Yes.
y'all next week. Bye.
Love you guys. Have a great day. Great weekend.